Hello, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Diya Choudhary from Islamabad, Pakistan. The main purpose of arranging Global Peace Protection Campaign is to work for building and maintenance of global peace in different ways. Think to Save Humanity seminar is first step towards Global Peace Protection Campaign. Today we have significant speakers who will represent their representative and representative countries and also speak about harmful effects of smoking on humanity and peace. Let's start the seminar with our first keynote speaker who is promoting peace in the society with her writing skills and effective speech. Respected Tiana Jones from United States of America. Most skillful and talented lady, she will speak on the topic how smoking affects the humanity. Welcome, Miss Tiana. Stage is yours.
Hi, thank you so much for having me join. So, smoking can affect your lungs and create diseases as far as in also lung disease, gum disease, and other diseases that can affect your ability to live. So that's your immune system and also slow you down, make you groggy. It could, depending on what you're smoking, as if tobacco, it could be very dangerous to your lungs over time. Sometimes people get a reality of that right away, but sometimes people have that reality over time. So I believe that we have to make good choices to stop smoking because it also bothers the ozone and it can also put chemicals into the air. And that is not a good thing either because people can also get secondhand smoke and be affected by the smoke that if they're not just putting it in their lungs, it can also be affected in the household or also in the room or in the area that you may be doing it in. So that's something to keep in mind too, because some people, they don't have that ability to understand that secondhand smoke can be a more cause for death and is known scientifically to be a more cause to others because they're not inhaling it, but they're inhaling it through the air. So that is very serious to know that that can affect other people's lives. And when we talk about peace and humanity and global aspects in all of this, we want to take consideration for other people's lives too. We want to change other people's lives. And how do we do that? Taking this type of initiative to spread information and knowledge of how to avoid doing something that we do have control over. So, being the fact that we do have that control over our actions and our thoughts to make that decision, our decisions are capable of accountability. So, if we are capable of being accountable, we can stop this type of spread one by one because each person has that choice and each person has that decision making in that choice. So, again, smoking is not healthy. It is something that can be stopped over time. I used to be a smoker. It was very hard for me because I continued to do it based on anxieties and suppressed stress. And that can also create worse stress if you need to feel that you have to have tobacco or any product to inhale. So you just have to make that decision what's best for your health. And this awareness that it can also affect other people's health at the same time. And once you do that, then you start to feel better. I actually feel better. I feel healthier. My immunity is stronger. I don't have shortage in breath anymore. I have more endurance. And I think that that's a big thing is having the endurance to exercise longer, stay outside and enjoy the weather longer. Also, staying awake. I think that that helps too, is, you want to stay awake during these times. So it's the pressure of the mental capacity that people think that they might mentally need something to cope with. And I think that that's why a lot of people go through mental health issues, is they're looking for something to coat it, to help them cope through the hard times of their life. But all they have to do is find value in other skills and other hobbies and other ways to release that stress, rather than a substance or something that may make the problem worse by giving them a disease or some sort of, ability that they can't, a habit that they can't get rid of, honestly. So anyone can do it. Anyone is, able to do it. And I know I'm living proof that, I was a heavy smoker for many years, and I felt that I needed something to cope with my mental or sexual abuses from my past of having anxieties. But then I started realizing that that can cause more anxieties if you do not have that substance, if you do not have that tobacco. So the realization that hits you when you stop doing it for so long is that your body starts to clear up, like your lungs start to clear up, you start to, be able to breathe better, you're starting to be able to like enjoy your life better. And then you start to realize how strong you are, that you do not need it. You don't. And that you can go forward and find something else. There's another solution with hobbies and also work ethics. So I believe that this is the best advice I can give you all, is it starts within. It's the decision that you have to make yourself. And once you make that decision, you can do anything, because it shows how strong your mind is to not do it, to do something else, to make a better choice. So thank you so much for having me, and I'm grateful to be here, and thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, respected Tiana, and good luck for your upcoming projects. Our next keynote speaker, respected Esther Mala from Malaysia. She is doing great work for the betterment of society, international speaker, also global peacemaker. Today, she will speak on the topic how smoking affects mental health and educational performance of a person. Welcome, respected Esther Mala. Stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Diya. Welcome, Dr. Diya, distinguished speakers, and dear audience, to another episode on Global Peace Protection Campaign. My topic will be how smoking affects the mental health and educational performance of a person. Let's see how it affects the mental health. Smoking leads to increase in anxiety, development of depression, mental illness, and mood disorder due to the chemicals in the cigarette, especially nicotine, and it reduces the production of serotonin and dopamine, which is two important neurotransmitters associated with the mood regulation. It also easily causes a person to be irritated, having difficulty in concentrating, decreased energy level, increased stress, physical health problems like lung damage, heart disease, which directly affects the mental health. All these negative effects on a person's, it affects a person's ability to cope with everyday's life and lead to increased feeling of helplessness. Next, how it affects the educational performances. Smoking has negative effect on educational performance. When it decreases the motivation, difficulty in concentrating. The nicotine, which is a primary ingredient in cigarettes, is a stimulant that can impair short-term memory and reduce overall concentration and focus. Smoking also affects the focusing task. Nicotine impairs the memory, leading to difficulty in studying and completing schoolwork, thereby reducing educational performance. It also decreases the cognitive function in a person, which impairs cognitive functioning. These negative effects can affect person's ability to learn new concepts. How educators can help to reduce these problems among students related to mental health and educational performance? First, they can provide support, a supportive environment, especially in the classroom. Next, a variety of learning activities involving or engaging and stimulating, while also providing students with appropriate challenges, strive to create a positive learning environment in the classroom. Next, educators should also be sure to pay attention to signs of mental health issues, such as changes in behavior, mood, and willing to provide resources for struggling students. Educators can also strive to foster a sense of community among students and provide opportunities for them to connect with each other through team building exercise or group projects, help to create a supportive environment for students which encourages openness and honesty about mental health issues. Educators can also be proactive in addressing any issues that may arise either through talking to the students directly or referring to the appropriate resources. Providing financial assistance, increase awareness of mental resources, and implement school-based mental health initiatives. Conclusion: smoking is detrimental to both mental and educational performance of students, parents, educators, community leaders, politicians, health officers, government, social welfare departments, and World Health Organization should actively involve in eradicating smoking habits. Smoking has a significant negative effects on mental health and educational performance. It is also important to quit smoking and seek help if needed in order to improve mental health and educational performance. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, respected Esther Mala, for your great words and a great speech. Thank you and good luck for your upcoming projects. Our next keynote speaker, Ms. Faiza Fardan from Bangladesh. She is working for women empowerment and human rights, the society. Today she will speak on the topic, how smoking affects the health of a person. Welcome, Ms. Faiza. Stage is yours.
Thank you, Dr.Diya Choudhary, and all my beautiful panelists. I'm feeling so great to be part of this journey and talking about on that issues. As we all know, cigarette smoking actually causes variety of diseases like cancer, heart disease, lungs, and chronic disease, mostly so COPD and other all these issues. So what I want to address here, how that basically affect our health and life. In research, even in science, it's found that non-smoker and smoker, when they compare both the person, it shows 40 to 50% of higher risk at any time to having any kind of severe health issues. And mostly in science, what is found that our brain, the thinking process, learning process, and especially the memory that we hold to preserve all this information and all, that basically decreased during the heavy smoking, that our cerebral cortex kept on getting, thinner. So once it started getting thinner, we basically losing the quality of life. At the same time, not only that, so many other issues. Generally, we people do not have everything, health-wise proportionally. Some people are running out of blood cells or other family genetical diseases. But once you are around someone who is smoking and other all these issues, that's basically spiked those weakness. So rapidly that you do not know at some point where it's gonna cause you so severely, especially the arthritis problems, calcium, magnesium deficiency, and the blood cells that we know, red and white. It started decreasing the red cell and it increased the white cell. So at some point, you basically lose your immune system. All the and there are so many other effects that you basically won't be able to live a proper life, making your decisions. That's gonna affect you. Will be always having anxiety, anger, and most of the time it's count as an addiction that people have it out of pleasure, out of stress, tension, so many other things. So to the bad effect is uncountable. It is not a few lines or few words to talk about so many things. So the bottom line is how we can, and not only our health, we basically affect the environment as well. So the gas, environment, greenhouse, surrounding peoples, and even someone who's not part of that, they are also having it because of the person is, doing that. So I think to cut these habits, we need to first come up with a certain inner strength to come to a point and make these things very clear in our mind and acknowledging the issues that what we are getting out of it. Once you understand and you can prepare yourself and look for that tiny small steps, baby steps, I would say, to follow and gradually cut down those habits and save yourself, work on your better health. If you have a good health, you will have a better mind, good thoughts, which is very important to participate in any work, any field you are in. You can think properly, do your things calm and quietly. So work on your health and fitness first, then you are helping your family and the environment and the climate, everything. So I will end this conversation here. Thank you so very much for having me. Have a good night.
Thank you, Ms. Faiza, for your great speech and great words. Our next keynote speaker, respected Dr. Inga Karchilava from Georgia. She is well-known international speaker, educator, and global peacemaker. She will discuss about the topic, how smoking harms peace of this world. Welcome, Dr. Inga. Stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone, warm greetings from Georgia. I'm glad to be with you today. Thank you, dear Dr. Diya, for the invitation. Today we have really a very specific topic. It is interesting how the global smoking epidemic looks like. As a result of smoking, about 8 million people die every year. It should be noted that 7 million of them are smokers and about 1 million are passive smokers. In the 20th century, smoking killed 100 million people. This is really a very bad fact. One person dies every 6 seconds due to smoking. If current trends continue, by 2030, one person will die every 4 seconds from a smoking-related cause. 28% of the died are children. Wow. If around 12% if died in the world are related to smoking, the situation in my country, by Georgia, is much more tragic. The figure, reaches 25%. We know that smoking causes many diseases. About 6% if died in the world, 85% in Europe, and 94% in Georgia are related to these diseases. Very interesting fact is the economic cost of smoking is 1.4 trillion US dollars per year. Oh my God. In response, to the globalization of the smoking epidemic, the World Health Organization developed the Convention on Smoking Control. Also, Georgia, my country, undertook to implement an important project in terms of smoking control in the country. My dear friends, we see about almost every country is fighting smoking in different ways, but we need an even strong fight against smoking to save young people. I repeat again, once again, that passive smoking is a great danger for children. Remember that, please, it will have very bad consequences. Our angels, our children are in danger of health. And finally, give information about the risk of smoking your children, your students. Let's try to lead them with an active lifestyle. Tell your children always the trust. Take care of us young people. It is your duty to take care of their health. Okay, dear friend, now I want to introduce my students with a slogan, don't smoking, preparing for today's day.
Smoking kills.
No smoking. No smoking. Smoking kills. Which kills health. No smoking. I choose colorful life.
Thank you so much, everyone. And congratulations again. And please take care for your children and your students. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Inga, for your speech and great words. Our
Thank you.
keynote speaker, Velma Barbosa from Brazil. Welcome, dear. Stage is yours.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure being here. Thank you, Dia, for inviting me. It's a great pleasure being with this team again. I feel so honored. Well, dear Inga showed us the problems that smoking causes. And here in Brazil, there in Brazil, because I am in New York now, there in Brazil, it's also a big problem among teenagers. And so what have you been doing, the adults with teachers, what have you been doing to empower our students and teenagers and show them that smoking is not worth it? Well, I've been working with my kids to teach them the problems caused by smoking. But the most important thing is that we know that if the child, if the teenager or even the adult is addicted to smoking, he or she is likely to drink and be addicted to drinking and drugs. And how can we prevent? How do we work with teenagers, mainly teenagers? How do we work with them teaching that smoking is not a good thing? Well, I can see, and I work with them, that when they smoke, they do that because they want to fit the group they are living with. So when they start smoking, this is because of the necessity of being part of the group. And so what we have been working with them is that they don't need to fit. So if you know that smoking is something that is that will be harming your brain, that will be harming your body, this is something that you shouldn't do. We know that they have the necessity of feeding the groups. They do that because they want to feel part of the group. And if they friends do that, they feel like they should do the same. So we work with our teenagers, teaching them and empowering them to believe in themselves first, and to teaching them that they don't need to fit those groups where they know that won't be good for them. So talking with the teenagers, teaching them that they are God's grace, that they should care of their body, they should take care of their mind. And we also work with parents, because even if parents smoke, if we talk with them, if we help them thinking that smoking is not a good thing, that their kids don't need to fit groups where they will harm their body and mind. So parents help us teaching their kids not to do that. And when our kids and teenagers realize that they don't need to fit, they realize that they are enough for themselves. We teach them to read, to use the technology to learn good things about that will benefit their jobs and will be good things for them. So they realize that smoking is not worth it. And we are doing a great job around here. We are managing to make them aware that smoking is not a good thing, just by the way that they don't need to fit groups. So when we work with our teenagers, teaching them and showing them that we care about them, that we are worried about their healthy, that they can count on us teachers. If they have some problems, they can come to us and they can uh, tell us what's going on. Then they will trust us teachers, and they will trust their parents, and they will realize that they don't need to smoke and harm the rest of their lives just to fit for a while to that group of teenagers who are doing the same. So this is what I've been doing here, and we have had a great success around here. And I hope that this idea maybe will help in other countries, because this has been a success around here. Thanks, Dia, for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, my beautiful and strong lady, and good luck for your upcoming projects. Our next keynote speaker, Professor Ali Kadir from United Arab Emirates. He is founder of Trendsetters International. He is an expert in the climate change, and he will share his views about the topic bad effects of smoking on our environment. Welcome, respected. Stage is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Diya, for honoring me as a collaborating partner in the Global Peace Protection Campaign. I hope our collaboration will contribute in the well-being of human society. Environment is very basic part of our society. Human life is largely dependent on its surroundings. A healthy environment leads our lives towards motivation and positivity. Smoking habit of people affects the environment negatively. Smoking causes air pollution, which in turn produces breathing problems and damages brain health of all the people nearby. Oxygen producing trees are also badly affected by smoking. When this smoke is lifted upwards by air, it damages ozone layer, which leads ultraviolet rays to reach on Earth, destroying the safe composition of light. Skin diseases arise from ultraviolet rays. Smoking causes air pollution, which is very dangerous for inner peace and satisfaction of an individual. It also damages focus and self-confidence of a person. Air pollution also produces serious problems in decision-making abilities of a person. When self-confidence and inner peace of a person, of a human being are disturbed, it definitely causes harm to other people in the society, and society loses its peace. Actually, smoking is not only injurious to the health of one person, it drives approach of the whole society towards weakness and negativity. As we all know that trees and wildlife is a precious asset of a healthy life on earth. Nature plays an important role for health and peace conditions on earth. Trees and animals serve human beings in a lot of ways. Smoking has its unlimited negative effects on animals and trees' lives. Damaging nature means to make survival of humanity on Earth difficult. Governments and welfare organizations must pay attention to prohibit smoking to ensure sustainable development in the human society. Thank you.
Very nice speech. Diya, your microphone, please.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Muhammad Ali Qadir, for your great words and great speech. And thank you, everyone, for your time and discuss about this topic. And my message: a human life is a precious gift from our Creator. It is necessary for everyone of us to live our lives happily and peacefully. Always say no to smoking to save your own life, your relationship, your health, and also your environment. Only you and your willpower can change your bad habits. Avoid smoking to contribute positively for the well-being of mankind around you. Hopefully, this global peace promotion campaign will help our society to work for the cause of humanity and peace. Thank you everyone for being part of Global Peace Protection Campaign. See you again in next event. Together we can do more. Love yourself and stay blessed. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Diya. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
I managed to screenshot all of you. I'll send it to Dr. Diya.
Thank you.
Thank you, all of you.
Bye.
Bye.